Hi, my name is Tom Jones, and you are on Today with Tom. And thanks for being here today. We've got a great subject to talk about. The Today with Tom is always a morning show, and we talk about adrenals this week, and we talk about thyroid. We're talking about stress. In the afternoons, we have Tom Jones, pharmacist, and we're going to be talking today about the guys. It's part 3 of testosterone. Is it good or is it bad? And we're going to talk about the good parts, and we're going to talk about the bad parts of testosterone. Is it good or is it bad, and what do doctors know, and how do they go about this whole process? Well, I am so happy that you're with me today, because here we're going to talk about adrenal stress and weight gain. Hey, are they related? And you're going to be really surprised. All right, the stress response and how it causes us to gain weight. The most important question that people want to know is, why am I gaining weight? I've done nothing different. Well, times have changed, and our lives are busier than ever. Multitasking is now the norm. We used to have a very casual life, but we got stressors now from our job, our relationships. We've got the care for our age and our parents and aging people. We've got many other responsibilities, and we're all aware that life's challenges are more different than they were and difficult than they were in years past. Sometimes just snacking is actually something that we cope with or think we're coping with the stress that's in our lives. And you know what? It probably does give us a little temporary relief from our stressing, but it is by far not the only reason why our weight gain, as stress and as physical effects, can be such a big important factor in our lives now. Many psychological things go into play in our levels of stress and how they get higher, and all of those will actually cause us to put on those unwanted pounds, many times without changing our diets or without changing our eating habits. It's not an illusion that you're having. It's really pertaining to the hormone levels in our body. And actually, the adrenal glands produce amazing hormones. Fight and flight. That's our crucial response that we respond to now when there's stress. And in the olden days, there wasn't that much stress, and when the stress did occur, if we saw a blue light in our rearview mirror, we knew immediately that we better double check everything that we've been doing, get our wallet out and show our driver's license. We knew that was stress, and we get that shot of adrenaline. When we see a wreck, that's the same thing. But now, you know what? It's actually more norm than not, because we've got lots and lots of things on the table, and our lives are stressful. Just driving to work is stressful. Just shopping is stressful. Just getting our children from school is stressful. Just doing the everyday task is so much more stressful now, because there's so much more to do. Our adrenals have helped us thousands of times, and if you're a lady, just think of what your daily routine is going to be. It's dropping the kids off at school. It's getting the kids from school. It's getting the lunch prepared. It's getting supper prepared. Getting ready for soccer, the game, basketball, piano. All of these play a role, and then you come home and you wonder, well, wait a minute, I thought it was the evening time. I've got to prepare food for the family. I've got to go check on PTA. So our lives have everything that means that there's so much stress that we don't have time to slow down. All right, but the good part is, if we get our daily functions under control, the energy will come back, the stamina returns, the craving for carbs and sweets will disappear, and best of all, those unwanted pounds will come off. So that's the good news. All right, number one, let's figure out why that weight gain is occurring anyway, because basically it's going to be mostly in the belly, the abdominal area, and the thighs. All right, our ancient forefathers basically just had that one stressful event every once in a while. It may have been the tiger that they saw, and they really never see a tiger, or it could be just from going once a week to town. But stress hormones occur naturally from the adrenals. That's the adrenaline and the cortisol. All right, these superhero hormones give us superhero powers, and they work exactly the way they should. But in the real time of today, they are there all the time, because the stress does not release and go away. The stress is there all day long. So, belly fat. How does belly fat, that's one of the key symptoms of the adrenal fatigue. All right, you know that basically you're putting on that extra weight around the belly, which develops into a spare tire. There are several reasons for this. All right, if we go without food, our blood sugar drops. All right, think about this now. And our brain sends chemicals to the adrenal glands that we need more cortisol. Well, all right, the cortisol will mobilize the glucose. All right, the amino acids which come from our protein and fat to prevent the blood sugar from going too low and keeping the body fueled, because that's what it does. It requires that food not be available. So cortisol's job is to maintain stable levels of glucose in the blood so that insulin assists in the ushering of the glucose into the cells. All right, so after years and years of long-term stress, cortisol and insulin remain high in the blood, and the extra glucose will actually get stored into unwanted fat, mostly in the belly and in the thighs. So research is now showing that fat cells have special receptors for the stress hormone cortisol, but most importantly, these receptors are much more prevalent on the fat cells in the belly section. This fat does not just sit there. Recent studies and research has shown that it actually works like an endocrine organ that acts as the response comes back for the stress, and it even more creates abdominal fat, and it goes on and on and on. So what you have to do is you've got to actually stop that process from occurring. So what can you do to get this right? Here's what you do. Number one, you stop what you're doing and you start eating correctly. And here's how you'll stop that extra buildup of fat from occurring in the body. Number one, develop regular meal habits. That's number one. You really have to get into the realm of things, because you're talking about a glucose cortisol response in the body, which means that the body is going to demand that you have this response. The way you settle that is to eat regularly, 3 times a day. You don't skip the meals, and you add the 2 snacks. All right, so why is that important? Because you want those hormones to act like they did a long time ago, like they're really supposed to act. If you have food in your belly, and by eating, then you will have the correct response. It will not pull the stored glucose and turn it into insulin. It will actually pull it from your food that you're eating. So if you will eat 3 meals a day regularly and eat the 2 snacks in the meantime, that will keep your blood sugar stable, and that prevents the cortisol from building up and being released, and in the long run it will actually decrease the burden on the adrenal glands themselves. 3 balanced meals and 2 snacks a day. 3 balanced meals, breakfast, lunch, supper, 2 snacks a day. And here's the other trick, because you don't want to accumulate the fat at night. Eat the larger meals earlier in the day. That will actually make it more steady for your body. Having your favorite foods readily available, also your favorite foods will lessen the temptation that you'll have to eat the goody stuff, the sugar, the sweets, the things that really put on that extra carbohydrate amount in the body that puts on the extra pounds. So you want to take your vitamins. You want to take your vitamins and minerals. This is something that you need to do each and every day. And you want to have a dietary supplement that's a good quality. Also, balancing your life to put less stress on the adrenals. Less stress means that this process doesn't start and your cortisol level, if your cortisol levels are low in the morning and high at night, that's why you really need to change your meals. The larger meal should be earlier in the day, because you want to get the circadian rhythm of the body to be back normal. If you can do that by lessening the stress, by balancing your life, and you know, it's kind of interesting, balancing your life is really, really important. Not only, it's not only important in hormones, but it's important in everything about yourself. Thank you, Bill Himes, for being on today. And if you are able to get your meals right, get your cortisol right, get your hormonal level better, then, and get your rest time, you need to be able to rest and have entertainment. Enjoyment is part of the process. If you don't allow your body to rejuvenate and have exercise time and have play time and be able to breathe normally and not think of it as another stress. I've got to do this right now. I've got to do that right now. There are certain things in life that you have to do from an immediate standpoint. You have to pick up your children. You have to prepare the meals. But you don't want to be stressed 24/7. Yes, the answer is, of the question, adrenal stress and weight gain, yes, it does occur because the body changes the rhythm that it's actually in. The circadian rhythm is a very important part of this puzzle. This has been a special presentation of Today with Tom. Today with Tom has been live. Again, this afternoon we're going to have the 3rd part of this puzzle about testosterone. Is it good or is it bad? This is our 3rd part of our continuing series, Andropause, The Road to the Guy's Health. And it has been brought to you by Tom Jones Pharmacist and Today with Tom. And we are here in Raleigh, North Carolina. We thank you so much for being here with us. We enjoy doing what we're doing. We love you, and we'll see you at 4 this afternoon. Thanks. I'll see you later. Bye.